In this video, we're going to look at table 4.4, 4.5, and 4.6. Okay, so first table 4.4 is correlation matrix. We've already seen this in the previous chapter, so it's pretty quick. So all we have to do is to use the core function, and then we can round it to 2 decimal places. And then we can use the table function to generate frequency distribution for categorical variables. Okay, so in our case, Chas and cat med v, these two are categorical variables, even though the values are coded as numeric. Okay. And then we're going to use the cast command, okay, and we're going to generate a so we're going to generate a table containing the mean of med v for, grouped by Chas and then average number of rooms of the property. Okay, so table 4.4 is pretty easy. So we're going to do a round and then a co. So Boston. Okay, so that's going to generate the correlations and then 2. So that's pretty straightforward. So we have the correlations, and with this, the previous chapter we actually used this to generate the heat map. So now if you use table, this is the table 4.5, and we use the table function, and we specify a particular variable, say Chas, and that will give you the frequency of the two possible values, 0 and 1. Okay, if you want it vertically, then you have to use t twice to transpose and convert it to table. Okay, so that's that. Now table 4.6, which is descriptive statistics binned by RM and Chas. So we need to group by, okay, Boston housing. Okay, so now we need to specify what to group by. So we can say Chas, one group by Chas, and within Chas we want to group by room, okay, RM. But let's look at the data, and you see RM is this is an average number of rooms in the property in that neighborhood. So there is lots of different values. This is like a continuous variable. So if you group by this, then there will be too many groups, and it's not going to be very useful. So we need to group them into class intervals, right? So anything from, well, we're not going to have 0 rooms in a property, so maybe 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and so on, right? So one way of doing this is to round these numbers down, okay? So if you have 6 point whatever, then you bring it down to 6. Okay, you have 5 point something, then bring it down to 5. So then once you do that, then a value of 6 would mean the average number of rooms anywhere between 6 and 7, with 7 not included. Okay, the right side is not included. Okay, so a value of 5 would mean average number of rooms between 5 and 6, 6 not included, and so on. And so instead of simply saying group by RM, we can group by floor of RM. Floor will find for any given number the largest integer, okay, smaller than the number. So if you have 6.5, the largest integer smaller than that number is 6, right? If you have 6.9, the smallest integer smaller than 6.9 is 6. So that would group by, and then we'll pipe it into summarize. Okay. And what do we want? We want mean of med-v. Okay, so run that, and then you get chas, floor, and if you want to see here, we have room first and then chas, right? So if you want it exactly like that, then you have to change the, so put chas next after. Right? So then you'll have room first and then chas.